Ecchi is a subgenre of anime characterized by mild or suggestive sexual content, with abundant fanservice but without showing explicit pornographic scenes. Unlike hentai, Ecchi uses comedy and erotic innuendo to attract audiences, frequently appearing in shonen and seinen manga with a harem or romantic style. Its origins date back to the 1960s, when creators such as Go Nagai introduced eroticism into manga, for example, with Harenchi Gakuin. In the following decades, many influential anime series pioneered the integration of fan service, making Ecchi one of the most exported and popular genres worldwide. Over time, Ecchi has evolved to adapt to new sensibilities and narrative trends, but it remains influential for its combination of romance, comedy, and erotic content. To Loveru, 2008, Rito Yuki is a high school student who is in love with his classmate Haruna Sarenji. One day, Lala Devi Luke, an alien princess fleeing an arranged marriage, appears and accidentally ends up engaged to Rito. From then on, Rito's life is filled with comical and romantic situations involving various female characters from other worlds. Main characters: Rito Yuki, Lala Devi Luke, and Haruna Sarenji. Type of Ecchi: romantic comedy and harem. The fan service is always wrapped up in comical misunderstandings and scenes with suggestive costumes. Notable because it defined modern Ecchi with its fresh and fun tone. It combines science fiction and harem in an original way. It also enjoys great popularity and influence in the genre thanks to its comical outcomes and romantic entanglements. Meiho Shoujo ni Akagari, 2024, Yutina Hiragi is a normal girl who idolizes magical girls. After receiving magical powers, instead of becoming a hero, she is forced to join an evil organization called Enormita. Yutina then reveals her sadistic and perverted side, taking pleasure in torturing the very magical heroines she once admired. Protagonists: Yutina Hiragi Magic Bazer, alongside the three magical protagonists Haruka Hanabishi, Magic Magenta, Seo Minakami, Magic Blue, and Karakoko Tenkawa, Magic Sulfur. Type of Ecchi: dark parody and satire. It mixes extreme fan service with themes of domination and fetishism, with a very subversive and darkly comical tone. Notable because it breaks the archetypes of the magical girl genre with exaggerated eroticism. It is distinctive for its dark atmosphere and twisted humor. The protagonist uses dominatrix motifs and her powers to turn the erotic into something macabre. This satirical twist on magical girls makes it unique within Ecchi. Rosario plus Vampire, 2008, Sukun Ono, a high school student with low grades, mistakenly enrolls in Yokai Academy, a school for monsters. There he meets Mocha Akashiya, a vampire who becomes obsessed with him and his blood. Later, other monster girls, a succubus, a witch, a snow fairy, etc., who are also attracted to Tsukun join them. Main characters: Sukun Ono and Mocha Akashiya, vampire with a split personality, along with Kuruma Kurono, succubus, Yukari Sendo, witch, and Mizore Shirayuki, snow fairy. Type of Ecchi: romantic comedy/supernatural harem. It offers light fanservice amid jokes and love triangles. Notable because it combines romantic comedy with supernatural elements. It is famous for the detail of Mocha's rosary. When she takes it off, Mocha transforms into a powerful vampire with an alternate personality. This dual identity generates both action and comical and Ecchi situations, making it a benchmark in the supernatural harem genre. High School DxD, 2012 to 2018, Issei Hyodo is a lecherous student who dreams of having a harem. After being killed by a fallen angel on his first date, he is revived as a demon by Rias Gremory, a red-haired demon princess, becoming her servant and a member of her demon family. From there, Issei participates in supernatural battles while developing a romantic relationship with Rias and other girls at school. Main characters: Issei Hyodo, Rias Gremory, Demon Princess, Akino Himejima, Princess of Lightning, Asia Argento, Former Nun, Kaneko Tuju, Cat Girl, Zenobia, and Rosweiss. Type of Ecchi: romantic comedy and harem with supernatural elements. Contains very explicit fan service, topless scenes, partial nudity, always wrapped in a humorous tone. Notable because it is probably the most fanservice-laden Ecchi of its time, mixed with action and demonic fantasy. The formula of an innocent pervert with ninjas, Issei, who finds himself in embarrassing situations, for example, waking up with Rias naked in his room, exemplifies its Ecchi humor. Its charismatic characters and the plot of a battle between demons and angels make it iconic. Monster Museum no Iru Nichiho, 2015, Kurusu Kimihito is a young Japanese man whose life is turned upside down when he accidentally gets involved in the interspecies cultural exchange program. He soon welcomes Maya, a lamia, into his home as part of this program. Little by little, other, liminal, girls, arachne, centaur, feathered, become his housemates. Kimihito must deal with living amid the chaos as they compete for his attention. Main characters, Kurusu Kimihito and Maya, lamia, at the forefront, accompanied by Poppy, Harpy, Centauria, Centaur, Sue, Monster Slime, Maroun, Rachnara, Lala. Type of Ecchi, romantic comedy and interspecies harem. The Ecchi is light-hearted and cheerful, based on the coexistence and comical rivalries of the monster girls around Kimihito. Notable because, its originality lies in the concept of a harem with mythical creatures. It is the prototype of fun Ecchi with fan service, revealing scenes, that takes advantage of the idea of a human protagonist surrounded by beautiful non-humans. In addition, it combines absurd humor with interspecies romance, which gives it a particular charm within the genre. Sekirei, 2008, Minato Sahashi is an insecure college student who meets Musubi, a superpowered warrior named Sekirei who literally falls from the sky. Minato then discovers that he is her Ashikabi, a human with special genes who can empower Sekireis. Soon, the Sekirei plan is revealed. 108 Sekireis fight in Tokyo to find their Ashikabis in a dangerous tournament. Minato learns that he can have several Sekireis at once, further complicating his life. Main characters, Minato Sahashi, Musubi, Sekirei number 88, Tsukiyomi, water-based, Kusano, plant control, Matsu, computer expert, Kazuhana, wind, and Hamura, fire, among others. Type of Ecchi, action and harem Ecchi. Although there are battles, much of the appeal is the fan service. The warriors fight in tight outfits or without armor. Notable because, it mixes fantastic fights with very obvious eroticism. It differs from other Ecchi by combining martial arts and elemental powers with fan service scenes, such as the Sekireis fighting in bikinis. It is remembered for its high dose of fan service in the midst of combat and for its daring harem tone. Prison School, 2015, at the prestigious Hakumitsu Academy, 10 years of strict all-girls campus life change dramatically when 5 male students are allowed to enroll. Kiyoshi Fujino and 4 friends, Morikuzu, Wakamoto, Nizu, and Ando, are caught spying in the bathroom and the clandestine student council sentences them to a month in the school prison as punishment. They accept and must perform grueling tasks under the ruthless supervision of the council presidents, Chio, Hana, Mari, and Miko, while suffering constant sexual humiliation. Main characters, Kiyoshi, Takahito, Kikuto, Shingo, Joji, and Reiji, the boys, alongside the leaders of the girls' council, Chio, Miko, Hana, Mari. Type of Ecchi, black comedy. The Ecchi is very explicit and exaggerated, with scenes of cartoonish bondage, erotic torture, and fetishism taken to the extreme, but treated with absurd humor. Notable because, it is the most irreverent and violent Ecchi on the list. It mocks all the conventions of the genre. It parodies brutal punishments and male perversion in a comical and grotesque way. The contrast between sexualized scenarios, efforts in prison, forced Ecchi in bathrooms, and the sadomasochistic psychology of the characters makes it unique. It gained fame for its adult humor and its implicit criticism of extreme fan service. High School of the Dead, 2010, a sudden zombie outbreak ravages Japan. Takashi Komuro is a high school student who survives the initial apocalypse alongside a small group of classmates, including Rei Miyamoto, Seiko Busujima, and others. Together, they flee the infected school, search for weapons, and try to reach a safe haven, while facing both the undead and other desperate survivors. Main characters, Takashi Komuro, Rei Miyamoto, childhood girlfriend, Seiko Busujima, kendo captain, Kota Hirano, Shizuka Marikawa, school nurse, and Saya Takagi. Type of Ecchi, action and horror with fan service. Zombie horror predominates, but with numerous fan service scenes, torn costumes, rescue scenes with scant clothing, giving the Ecchi a dark undertone. Notable because, it was a pioneer in merging genres. It combines apocalyptic gore with eroticism. It is notable for its provocative scenes in the midst of crisis, e.g., battles in bikinis. Its success lies in the contrast between extreme violence and the sensuality of the heroines, as well as the dramatic tension typical of a survival story. Dakra Boku wa Hga Dekanai, 2012, Ryosuke Kaga is an unlucky, perverted high school student who discovers he only has 3 months to live. One night, he meets Lysera Restall, a grim reaper who needs perverted energy to survive in the human world. Ryosuke makes a contract with her, allowing Lysera to consume his libido as a source of power. In exchange, she tries to save him by helping him in his search for the special sample that will stabilize the energy balance. Main characters, Ryosuke Kaga and Lysera Restall, along with Mina Okura, childhood friend and Lysera's partner, Hyul Ziria, Lysera's cousin, and Iria Fukumian, rival reaper. Type of Ecchi, supernatural romantic comedy. The Ecchi is strong but comical, the romance between an extremely perverted boy and supernatural warriors. Notable for its strong point is its self-aware Ecchi humor. Instead of routine visual fan service, the protagonist provides the girls with energy through erotic situations. Notable for how it mixes fantasy and laughter, Ryosuke literally feeds the Grim Reaper's powers with his perversion. It is remembered for its originality in the theme of erotic contracts with supernatural beings. Sora no Otoshimono, 2009, Tomoki Sakurai is a quiet boy who dreams of an angel asking him for rescue from the sky. One night, Ikaros, an angeloid, a humanoid robot with wings, who has fallen from a strange hole in the sky, appears. Upon waking up, Ikaros chooses Tomoki as her master and stays to live with him, becoming his personal slave. From then on, more angeloids, Nymph, Astrea, Chaos, with special powers arrive, and Tomoki must deal with their accidents and his own perversions. Main characters, Tomoki Sakurai, Ikaros, main angeloid, Nymph, rebellious angeloid, and Astrea, warrior angeloid, along with the human Sohara Mitsuki. Type of Ecchi, Ecchi comedy/parody. Comedic fan service dominates. The heroines often appear in erotic poses or with minimal clothing by accident. Notable for, it is famous for its irreverent humor and burlesque voyeurism situations. The protagonist is a perverted hero who uses special powers to spy on girls. It blends elements of science fiction, androids and celestial mysteries, with Ecchi, parodying clichés of the genre. Its light-hearted style and sexy, and sometimes absurd, fan service make it a classic of comedic Ecchi. The Ecchi genre has evolved over the years. From its pioneering beginnings in the 1960s and 1970s, it went through its heyday in the 2000s, integrating fan service into shonen and harem, until it reached more varied formats, parodies, suspense anime with fan service, romantic comedies. Currently, there is a noticeable decline in new purely Ecchi titles, partly because society is less tolerant of light sexualization and due to changes in the industry, which now favors more elaborate productions. Even so, Ecchi continues to be influential. Many mainstream series include doses of fan service inspired by the classics of this genre. In short, Ecchi has left its mark on Japanese animation by popularizing fan service and romantic comedy, and although its profile may change over time, its impact endures in the way characters are designed and comedy and eroticism are combined in anime.